Alright guys, I'm going to attempt to do a video response here to my buddy Matt over at Never Enough Ammo. He did a video today talking about what the best survival rifle is, or the best shiz hits the fan rifle. And it kind of got me thinking a little bit, and I'd like to just kind of share my thoughts about what my ideal survival rifle would be. The biggest downside to saying ideal survival rifle is the fact that your environment, no matter where you live, is going to change from time to time, and so there's not going to be something that is the most ideal always. And so, you know, you kind of just have to do the best guesswork you can, and also try to get the most versatile weapon that you can in order to you know, cover as many scenarios as you can. So what I've got before you is what I consider a few different categories of rifle or long gun, and I kind of want to go through each one and talk a little bit about the pros and cons. I'm not going to cover all of them, but just give you guys some ideas as to what's the best for shiz hits the fan. Now, the other thing, a couple things before we begin, you have to kind of determine what your environment is. What do you encounter as your major concerns and dangers, and what do you want to accomplish with your choice of rifle? Okay, and that's going to vary so much that we're not going to be able to cover everything, but a few of the major categories are like high desert, wilderness settings, such as like mountainous, like things like Alaska, big game areas, especially areas with lots of dangerous game. You know, wolves and bears and things such as that, like mountain lions. Also, like high desert, you know, down south and swamps, very humid areas are something you're going to want to take into consideration, such as like a more all-weather rifle, such as a stainless steel rifle, would be something that would benefit you highly in a very humid environment. Things like that. So just trying to take in as many considerations as you possibly can. And I know that that's impossible, you know, through a video format in order to, you know, cover everybody. So I'm not going to talk to individuals' situations, but I'll try to go through and in general kind of talk about these things. So, all right, so let's talk about the categories. So what I consider my categories are the 22 Rimfire rifle, okay, and that's in, you know, that covers like semi-automatics as well as bolt action, single shot, 22s, those kind of things. So a Rimfire category. I'm going to do shotgun, even though that's not a rifle, it is a long gun, and so I'm putting the shotgun in. Also the tactical carbine, okay, and this covers like SKS, AR-15, AK-47, even M1A1 type, or not M1A1, M1 Garand or M1A type rifles. That'll cover that as well. And then also your ultra accurate sniper slash bolt action hunting category as well. So there is overlap in these categories a little bit, and I'll go ahead and talk to those as well. But let's gotta go ahead and talk about each category. So let's start off with the shotgun category. Now this is a tactical shotgun. This is the Winchester 1300 Defender, and this is what I consider the tactical shotgun, home defense shotgun. But I think this would be the ideal shiz hits a fan shotgun, and the reason why is because A, you can carry more ammunition, and B, it's smaller, okay, than your standard hunting shotgun, which can have like 28-inch barrels and things like that, or even longer barrels. I think that this is a good all-round style of shotgun. Now, if you're a big hunter, you're not going to be hunting with this shotgun in an ideal situation. You're going to have a hunting style shotgun. But for our purposes, the defending or the defender model or tactical model shotgun is a bit more versatile. So, what makes a shotgun versatile? The one thing that makes the shotgun the most versatile gun on the display before you is the fact that you can fire so many different kinds of ammunition from a shotgun. You can fire birdshot, okay, which is good for small game. as well as shooting foul from the air. So great way to hunt with is the birdshot. You have minimal meat disruption, blah blah blah, all kinds of different things. You can fire buckshot, which is probably your best defense against the two-legged predator. You can fire slugs, which gives you your best long-range performance from a shotgun. And I know that the shotgun, that's one of the biggest limitations, is its range, and we'll talk to that in here in a second. But the slug, and you can also fire specialty rounds, such as pepper rounds. You can get rounds that have pepper powder in them, so you can and other non-lethal varieties such as rubber bullets, things like that. And there's even other specialty rounds as well. So there's a huge versatility in the shotgun because of the ammunition you can fire. I've seen people shoot out fairly accurately, accurately enough, let's say. Out to 200 meters with slugs from a smoothbore shotgun. So it can be done. It's definitely definitely doable. I think your maximum effective range, really, especially if it's not scoped, is going to be 200 yards or less. Okay, but that's one of the biggest downsides to the shotgun is its short range capabilities. The other thing that, even though the ammunition makes it the most versatile, it also impedes the shotgun's ability to fulfill all roles in survival situations, primarily because the ammunition is bulky and it's not size and weight efficient. It's bulky, it's heavy, and you can't carry as much as, say, like a .22 long rifle or the 223 or 7.62 by 39 or whatever. You're just not going to be able to carry as much of that because of its sheer bulk. Okay. All right, so that kind of lets you know kind of the shotgun side. Okay, so that's some of the pros and cons. One of the other pros of the shotgun is, real quick, is the fact that it is a very intimidating weapon. The shotgun is a highly recognizable weapon, and because of that, there's intimidation factor built in as well to that. One of the other cons to a shotgun is the fact that it recoils heavily, especially 12 gauge, which is what I would prefer for a Shiz Hits a Fan scenario because it's widely available. You can also throw in 20 gauge as well on that, but 12 gauge definitely the most available. The recoil tends to be heavy with a shotgun, and so your female shooters, smaller frame shooters, children are going to have a harder time shooting the shotgun than other items. So okay, so that concludes the shotgun. Now let's move into the tactical carbine. Okay, this is what everybody loves to see and talk about, is the tactical style carbine. And I will admit, this has got to be one of my favorite picks for Shiz Hits a Fan because of the sheer usability of a tactical carbine. Okay, we're seeing these things in action in Afghanistan, in the wide open areas of Afghanistan. We're also seeing them in action in the urban settings in Iraq and throughout the world. And so we know firsthand the capabilities of a tactical carbine. Okay. And so we don't really have to get into that too much. I just want to talk about a few little points. Just real quick, this is just some of the accessories that I have on here. YHM flip-up sights. I have the EOTech 552 with night vision capability and Magpul accoutrements. I do have the, right here on the front, is the YHM flash hider, Phantom flash hider. So this is probably my favorite, or dang close to it, rifle that I own. Definitely, I love this thing. Okay, so let's talk about the ammunition. In this particular case, we're shooting 5.56 by 45 NATO, as well as 223 Remington. Great round, very size and weight efficient. It's part of the reason why the military has gone to that round in the past and is still using it today, is because it packs a punch. It's highly effective in its lethality and stopping power, and it's also easier to carry. You can easily carry 400 rounds of 223. Now that's getting pretty heavy because there's a lot of brass and a lot of weight other than just the bullet size. But you can, in practical terms, if you're just packing a lot of ammunition, you could carry up to 400 rounds or less of the 223. And so you do have the ability to carry a large amount of ammunition. One of the biggest pros is high capacity, okay, or not really high capacity, just kind of standard capacity magazine. That's a 30-round mag. So you do have the ability in some states to pack a standard capacity. If you are in a state such as California, other places, you are kind of limited to a non-standard capacity, or less than standard, which is your 10-round mags. So, but even still, you still have the ability to swap out magazines and to put lots of rounds on target. This gun, this particular gun, I feel very comfortable shooting out to 400 meters very effectively. I can shoot further than that, but I know that I'm going to be pretty well right on at 400 meters with this gun, so definitely has good long-range capabilities. If you're shooting much beyond that, it's a good time to start running away. So, you know, I mean, I would rather play less commando and more survival in a survival situation than you know, unless I had to. Okay. All right. Other than that, good overall length, and so you can use this highly effective in CQB, close quarter battle or close quarter combat style of shooting. Okay. So again, I'm not going to go through all the pros and cons of the tactical carbine. Now, this also this category also covers, like I said, SKSs, M1A, AK-47, those style of rifles, and they all pretty well kind of fit in the same category there. Okay. All right. Now, here's where it gets a little interesting. Okay, because we're going to mix it up a little bit. What about the bolt action rifle? Okay, you don't see a lot of hype around the bolt action rifle. For some reason, it's just not as sexy to people. This is kind of more of your standard. This is standard rifle. This is not a store-bought. I mean, it's been bedded and different things like that. So it's highly accurized, but not it's not blueprinted or anything like that. But it is a very, very, very good gun. So what about the bolt action? Okay, what environments would you use a bolt action rifle in over, say, like a tactical carbine or something else? Where I'd put my money into a bolt action for survival would be environments where you have a lot of open area. Okay, so like out in the West Desert, we have just amazing amounts of open space. That's where a bolt action will come in handy a lot. The other places where you're going to want something that it has a lot of punch, you know, not that a 223 doesn't have a lot of punch, but if I was going up against a dangerous game such as like a bear, I would want to have, you know, a 308 or something even heavier that has a lot of knockdown power, a lot of killing power. This one actually is chambered in 223 Remington, so I wouldn't be taking this out to into an area such as Alaska. But you know, those are areas in which I would choose a bolt action rifle. The biggest upside, which is obvious to your hunting style rifle, is the fact that it's highly accurate. You can also fire very, very long range. Even though these are chambered in the same caliber, this gun I feel a lot more comfortable. I could shoot this out to 1,000 yards. Okay, where this one, you know, you're a lot more limited. This has a much longer barrel. You have much higher velocities. You have I have a scope on this one. You can put a scope on an AR-15. I understand, but your effective range is going to be a lot further with a bolt action rifle. And in 308, you are easily capable out to 1,000 yards. So accuracy is your biggest pro to here. Now, obvious cons. Okay. Obvious cons are rate of fire. You're going to be at a much slower rate of fire. You're also, this one doesn't have a detachable magazine. This was an ADL style stock. You're going to have slower reload times, which is going to be another obvious con. Okay, this is not what I would consider a close quarter combat weapon. Okay, so if I'm going to be in an urban environment, I'm not going to use a bolt action rifle if I can get away with it. If it's the only thing I have, by all means I'm going to use it. Okay, but if I had to go in an urban style setting, I'd want more of a tactical carbine or a shotgun. Okay, I wouldn't want to use a bolt action rifle. Where I put the bolt action rifle in would be in areas with dangerous game and areas that are very wide open that you can utilize the long-range capability of the bolt action. Okay. Let me think of other. Oh, and the other advantage is it fires a much more. These tend to fire much more powerful rounds. Okay, such as 308, 30-06. You can even go even higher than that, like 338. All kinds of different things. Okay. So, all right, that covers that. Now, let's go to the rimfire category. Okay. What I have here before you is the VLE Ruger 1022. This is a Talo edition. It's got the match grade 16-inch bull barrel on it, Vortex Diamondback scope, and probably these two rifles are probably my most favorite rifles that I own. This thing is just so much fun. If you've seen my videos shooting this out to 400 yards, you can see the capability of the not only the 22 long rifle but the 22 rifle itself. You also might want to check out my 300-yard ballistics test that we did against a big old chunk of meat to show the lethality of the 22. Okay, so I've gone through and demonstrated the capabilities of the 22 long rifle in previous videos. Okay, so I'll leave a link of those down below so that you can kind of go back through if you want to and watch those videos. This is where I really put a lot of stock. Okay, I put a lot of stock in a good 22 long rifle. Okay, because of its sheer capabilities in an overall sense when it comes to survival. Okay, let's talk about them. Let's talk about the overall capabilities. What makes this an obvious choice as a survival rifle is the fact that the ammunition is cheap, so that you can stock it. You can own a lot of this ammunition, okay? It's also very size and weight efficient. You can carry up to 2,000 rounds of 22 and maybe 300 rounds of 223, okay? Or, even 1,000 rounds. You can pack 1,000 rounds of ammunition around with you with very little upset to your loadout, okay? You can't do that with anything else that you see here. Okay, you're going to have the ability to carry a lot of ammunition. In this particular rifle, okay, you have the ability to use high capacity or normal capacity. I shouldn't say high capacity, I should say normal capacity magazines. This is a factory normal capacity of 25 rounds, okay? So you can throw that right in there and have 25 rounds of 223 or of a 22 long rifle available for you. Right now I have the 10-round magazine in. And this one in particular is my favorite 22 rifle, which is the Ruger 1022. The reason why I like the 1022 is because it's a proven design, it's incredibly reliable, you have the ability to fire semi-automatic, which means you can put a lot of rounds on target, and they just work. They work really, really well. This is my favorite 22 rifle, and I advocate everyone owning a 1022, okay? Long-range capabilities depends a lot on the current weather conditions in which you're shooting. Like I said, I've shown you a video of me shooting this to 400 yards. Doable, definitely, but it's got to be a fairly calm day, okay? And not every 22 rifle is going to be able to do that, but it does have capabilities of being lethal at long range, okay? So I would say, really, in practical terms, your average 22 rifle will be more than adequate to shoot 200 meters with. This one's a bit further. I'll show you another example of a 22 here in a second that I would not fire out to 400 meters, but so I'll show you two different types or two different varieties. This is more of a marksmanship style rifle. So that's huge upside. Okay, size and weight efficient, lots of rounds, very lethal. Can be used in a self-defense situation. If you guys have not checked out the channel BrassFetchers.com, or BrassFetchers.com is their website, but BrassFetchers also has a YouTube channel. I'll leave a link down below as well to them. Check out BrassFetchers, guys. They show lots of ballistics tests in gelatin with the 22 long rifle. You can see how effective they can be in a self-defense situation. That's all I can tell you, okay? Take my word for it. Look at my video on the 300-yard shooting. It's definitely capable of being used in self-defense. let me roll in right now. Let me roll in my tactical version of the 1022. This is my 1022 that I've put in a Tapco stock. Okay, this is the Tapco T6 Intrafuse stock. We have the TRS 25 Bushnell red dot on top. This is a 3 MOA dot. We've got Magpul, UTG bipod, BX25 mags. Fantastic rifle. This is going to be one of the best overall survival rifle setups right here. Then, as you can get, you still have the ability to use your iron sights in it, which are flipped down right now. But yes, incredible capability here. If you've seen any of my videos shooting this, you can see how fast I can fire it, and you can see how quickly and accurate I can be on target with this little rifle. Very, very cool. You could definitely shoot out 200 meters or more with this, but I really consider this a close quarter combat weapon. For kids, you can drop that stock down, and little kids can shoot this gun as well. So this is my ideal SHTF gun. Okay, in general. All right. There are other things that I would take along, but the 1022 or the 22 long rifle would be my #1 choice. Okay, preferably semi-auto, preferably a 1022, but definitely my first choice. Okay, so let's roll down. Let's back up here and kind of come back to topic. Okay, and let me rate my preference. Okay, order of preference. Now this is in general because your area of the country where you live, your situation is going to be different, and so it might not be the best. But my #1 choice for a survival / SHTF rifle will be the Ruger 1022 in any format. Okay, any format of 1022. Okay. Second will be the tactical carbine. Okay, for obvious reasons, this thing rocks. It's great, but it's also heavier. It's also, the ammunition is heavier, so that's a big downside. Okay, so #1, #2, #3 is going to be the shotgun, believe it or not. Okay, just because of the sheer versatility of the ammunition that you can fire, the shotgun is definitely going to be ranked up there. So #3, and last but definitely not least, and might be the #1 in your situation, is the bolt action rifle. Okay, I feel that this has huge capabilities, but I think that some of these other rifles can compete with and overlap some of the capabilities of the bolt action rifle. So, all right, guys. Hopefully you found this interesting and enlightening. If you have any questions, okay, or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. And if you have a video response, go ahead and post it up, and I'll approve it. And go check out Matt's channel, Never Enough Ammo. Also check out BrassFetchers. If you haven't looked at them, you guys are really missing out. And what else? Also, please feel free to rate and subscribe. Okay, for more videos in the future. We tend to post them, fairly often, and so you guys will get some good viewing. But also, if you feel like you like this video, please do so, because that really helps the video and it helps out the channel. Helps the channel grow. I'd like to grow my channel, so the more people that watch, the more people I get to interact with, and that's the best thing for me. So, all right, guys. So favorite. Also, feel free to share the video, and thank you very much for watching. And we will see you guys in the next video. Talk to you later.